Fast forward, it's October, November. We had never spoke to each other in person, but we do remember the exact moment that we first saw each other. So fast forward, it's now May, and this is the first time we ever actually spoke.
How'd you speak to me?
Well, you spoke to me first by saying that you had done your 3 hours of cardio.
No, I asked you if you did your 3 hours of cardio.
Oh, if I did my 3 hours of cardio.
Because she used to do these like side steps on the treadmill and stair stepper. All right, what's up, everybody? It is episode 41 of Yellow Colored Glasses. Today, it is the Mounces. So we've interviewed everybody in the office. We've done the Warrens. We've done Travis and Caleb and Janie, and they've interviewed each other. And so today, Amanda and I are going to interview each other and just talk about some fun stuff. So, Amanda is going to start us off with a review.
This review is from a special person.
I think I know.
This is from Pam A. This is a review she left us. It says, Amanda and Dustin went above and beyond answering the many questions we had. Highly recommend their agency for your insurance needs. Thank you. Pam, you know who you are.
Oh, come on.
Oh, I didn't hold up.
There we go. Okay.
All right. And next, we always lead in with also peaks and pits. You were going to forget, weren't you?
I always forget. That's what you and Taylor are for.
So, peak and pit. Do you want to go first? Do you want me to go first?
You go first.
Okay.
I always have to think about these things.
So as far as peak, I just feel like we've got a lot of good things happening with our family. And here at the office, just a lot of good things. We'll get more into that a little bit later maybe. But as far as me, just taking a leap of faith and adding one more thing to my plate. So
what is it? What are you adding? What are you adding?
I am now a certified travel agent.
Just a side gig,
right? Side gig in all of my free time that I have.
But so much.
Super exciting to me. So yeah, that is my peak.
You got a pit?
But it's called Impact Travel. So.
That sounds familiar. What's the other impact?
So impact has been a word I've used for another business. So I decided to carry that over into this one as well. So Impact Imagery Consulting, where I do media, online media for social media pages and things like that.
Logos,
like
graphic design.
Graphics.
Okay.
So, and some websites and stuff. Okay. So yeah, Impact, I decided just to carry that on over to my travel side too.
Okay. You got any pits?
Oh, my pit. Let me think on that. You go.
Okay. Peak for me, well, besides just this year being awesome with the agency and everything just getting better and better and better, I would say it's summertime. It is now summertime. We just finished soccer, and Macklin is in full swing, no pun intended, of baseball. So he has his first game on Tuesday. Mm-hmm. Actually, by the time this comes out, he'll have just played his first game. So, anyway, that's going really, really good. Pitt, I don't know. I think it would just be that time is flying by so fast. It's kind of hit us with Macklin, getting finished in kindergarten this week. That's just life, but it just kind of hits you a little bit.
I think my pit, though, comes along with that and just figuring out our schedules.
Yeah.
With the kids for the next few months. That's been a little bit stressful.
There's no reason to stress on that.
There's no reason to stress, but it's still just a lot to think about and plan. So that's kind of been, kind of a pit. Not really that bad, though. Yeah,
so those are peaks and pit. Review, we just did that. And, we're just going to talk a little bit about us. And I know we've talked about it before when we have all four been on the podcast together with Jake and Michaela. And Amanda, take the people back to 2011.
2012.
Well, no, that's when we started dating.
Okay, yeah.
2011, you're singing karaoke No, not really.
No. Nobody ever wants to hear me sing karaoke.
I can attest to that.
No karaoke will be had, and if you hear it, I'm sorry.
So what's my favorite thing to do when we're in the car and we're listening to music really loud and you're actually singing really loud? What's my favorite thing to do?
He likes to grab his phone and try to hit record and catch me. I am very observant and just so happen to most of the time see his hand moving and catch on. He's caught me a few different times.
No, that's not really what I do. I like to hit pause to where the music stops and you're singing full blast, and then we get to hear you and the kids get to just smile because it's so amazing. So that's what we do.
You do like to hit pause. Oh, that's not nice. But no, take us back. It's fall, probably October, November, fall of 2011. At this point, we had no idea who each other were, but we both remember the exact moment in the rec center at UCM, University of Central Missouri in Warrensburg. I was playing ping pong.
I think I need to paint this picture here.
Okay. And you're going to twist it.
No, I'm going to tell people the truth. So... yes, everything she said is accurate to this point, but she was getting ready to leave out one great detail. So one of my good buddies who was a baseball player for UCM, you guys know how baseball players are. They get all the chicks in college. He was flirting with Amanda pretty good, and Amanda was flirting back. And I remember telling him, hey, Paji.
You just said it.
Yeah, I did. So John, or Paige, if he's watching this, he's going to start laughing too. But anyway... he was like, yeah, no, she's flirting with me anyway. We both remember seeing each other, exactly what we were wearing, all that. Like, she remembers, I remember. And basically, she just, over the next year, started flirting with me hardcore at the rec center.
That is not true. Not true.
It was probably the other way around. And anyway, yeah, we're getting ready to leave for summer.
So, fast forward, it's October, November. We had never spoke to each other in person. Mm-hmm. But we do remember the exact moment that we first saw each other. So fast forward, it's now May, and this is the first time we ever actually spoke.
How'd you speak to me?
Well, you spoke to me first by saying that you had done your 3 hours of cardio.
No, I asked you if you did your 3 hours of cardio.
Oh, if I did my 3 hours of cardio.
Because she used to do these like side steps on the treadmill and stair stepper. Really, I don't know why, but it obviously worked. So, anywho.
So I actually messaged him on Facebook. Was the first time I spoke to him. Actually had a conversation.
Hung out 2 days later. Started dating 2 days later. Married 14 months later. And the rest is history. So that's what started our journey. And obviously, those of you that know us know that we've done a lot of different things. And it seems like it all happens so fast. And changes are happening frequently. And it kind of feels like we don't really like to just do the same thing over and over and over and over and over. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about our journey after. So we graduate college. You were super smart. You graduated a year before me. I was in 5 years. You were in 3. Gosh dang, too smart. That's where our kids get their brains.
I don't know about that.
Oh, maybe just not vocabulary, right? Everything else they do. So what do we do after that? Lots of different stuff.
Lots. Where do we start? So we worked as servers together for a while. That was right after I graduated college.
Yeah. Paris Casino.
But like he said, he went one more year of college. So we worked there that year. And then after he graduated, he took a job at Archie, coaching girls basketball and teaching elementary PE. Yeah. And for the first part of it, well, that summer I was still working at Harrah's. And then I ended up taking a position at Archie as well.
Paraprofessional, right?
I was a paraprofessional while getting my teaching certification with a student that was a kindergartner. She was a blind student. I was her one-on-one. Learned how to do Braille. I've said that before on here, but that was a journey within itself. So we are at Archie for a year, and Dustin decides to take a job back here in Pleasant Hill. And in that moment, I didn't want to drive clear to Archie to be a para, so I actually took a short stint with State Farm, and then also did another office job in between before taking my first full-time teaching gig as an elementary and middle school PE teacher at East Lynn.
Can't forget health.
Oh yeah, health too. Health with middle schoolers. Middle school boys to be exact. That was fun. Not really. But I taught 2 years of PE at East Lynn and then switched to kindergarten and then take over from here. This is where things really get interesting.
Okay. Let's see, where are we at? We're at East Lynn, we're at P Hill, and yeah, got 2 little boys. Here comes Macklin and Asher, and we decide that we wanted to try to make a little bit more money, right? So we talk about it all the time on here. I know a lot of our episodes have been about taking leaps of faith, not staying in a situation, not that it's a bad situation, but when you decide that you want to do something different, don't be afraid to do it. And I feel like this one, going and making a complete career change for me, going into the oil and gas industry at Magellan, was a huge leap of faith.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah, thanks buddy. Buddy, my good friend Buddy that I went to college with helped me get that, and that was really good for our family. It opened everything else up. It opened up a whole new perspective. Saw the world differently from not just being in education, but then being out it's almost like getting out into the real world and realizing there's a lot of other things to do, right, and different ways to make money. And then we ended up in Weston. Amanda took a pretty large raise to go up to West Platte, and it made sense with the location of where work was. And so we did that for really a year and a half, essentially. And then came back down here and started figuring out how to open up this. And here we are now, and it's just went by quick. We're 20 months into this now, and it just keeps getting better. So
everything, it's just hard to explain how gratifying, but then just how grateful we are too for the opportunity of this and where it's taken us.
And what it continues to grow into. But with that comes some things that are pretty tough, and we have to work together every single day. So I want to ask Amanda what her top 3 annoyances are with working with me, her husband. I sit about, 10 feet from your chair? Okay. Our desks are probably 6 feet apart. Yeah, so what are your top 3 things that you absolutely do not like about working with me? If there are,
it's okay if there's not. What is the one thing that drives me crazy at home?
Not picking things up.
Well, that kind of goes hand in hand with probably my number 1 here.
Here?
Is
it just seeing my desk? Yeah.
Your desk is a mess.
I kind of do have a messy desk.
And then anytime I need to go use his computer, he needs help with something. There are like 100 tabs open, and I'm like, okay, what am I even looking at? I don't know where to look. What are you needing?
So when you scroll across the tabs, though, it pops up what they are, so that should help you.
So I have to scroll across to know what they are. I can't just read them.
So there's 2.
That's 2.
Messy desk.
There's maybe 1 out of 20 days where you really just annoy me.
Yeah.
And that could be from anything. That could be how the kids were in the morning, the amount of sleep I got. So it's not necessarily his fault, but overall, 1 out of 20 days of being super annoyed with him, I can't say that that's that bad.
Yeah, no, and working together is not a pit at all. It's actually amazing. It's actually the best part of what we do. And that leads me into the next one. What are your 3 favorite things about working with me?
That we get to spend our time together. We get to be adults and be at work and not have to worry about getting the kids to bath and cooking dinner and stuff like that. Obviously all that happens when we get home, but we love spending our time together.
Yeah.
So it's exciting. But 3 things,
you don't have to think.
Being able to bounce ideas off of each other that we both are in. We're both in the same job, in the same, not really position necessarily, but we're in the same industry, same job, we're working together, so being able to bounce our ideas off of each other, and then also getting assistance. Like if there's something I don't know how to handle, well, you're right there in the trenches with me. You can help me figure it out, or vice versa. So
yeah, it just takes me longer to figure things out than it does you typically. So yeah, that actually is, so my 3, I don't really have anything that I don't like working with you. I guess sometimes it is kind of, let me see. I don't know. I don't have anything. Everything you just said is 100% true. We enjoy spending our time together. We get along really well at work. It's funny because a lot of times people think, or they'll say it, I don't know how you guys work together. You know, we've talked about it before here on the podcast, but people a lot of times, and I think it's just because they haven't done it, and they don't realize that it is possible. But like you said, we get to spend a ton of time together away from our life outside of work. Or I don't know how I'm saying. We get, instead of it being all, hey, she works a job, I work a job, we come home, now we're doing, the kids, dinner, bath, sports. Now it's 9 o'clock and we finally have a chance to sit down and talk to each other. It's not like that. We get to have that all day long, and that makes it really, really awesome. And she's really pretty too, so that's
I have to say my view at work is pretty good most days.
Well, you sit looking out the window, I get to see you, so.
Okay.
But.
Do you have more? I have a question I wanted to ask
for
you.
it.
Okay. What is something that you think we have learned, either about each other or how to work with each other since this job?
This is going to sound like a cop-out, but it has made me appreciate you a lot more for what you provide here at the office. The things that you do, the things that I know I suck at big time, things I don't want to do, you seem to handle them with absolute just ease, even when it's not. So it just makes me appreciate just the job that you do. And that's something that people, if they're not working together, they don't necessarily get to see that, right?
Yeah.
They get to hear about the work day, right? And you get to hear, everybody, I'm sure most people are like this, especially when they don't work together. They come home and what do they got to do? They got to listen to somebody gripe about work, or how my day was negative, or here's what I didn't like. And we just don't really have that. We just don't have that. So.
Right. And I think, like you just said, in the past, when we're coming home from work, we're not talking about all the good things that happened all day.
Yeah.
You're only bringing the things that you want to vent about home. Yeah. And I guess that's one of the good things is we don't really have to do that now.
Yeah.
I mean, every now and then, maybe, but it's like we're both living in that moment. We both know what with a client or whatever it may be, and so we don't have to take that conversation home.
100%. And the other thing too, and this goes, when we say working with your spouse, this is also a little different scenario because we are also owners of the business. We're co-owners with Jake and Michaela, and so not only are we just working together, but we're also building an asset, together that it enables us to focus a lot more on the positive, to focus on, wow, here's all the awesome things we have going on, right? Yeah, today was kind of hard and it was busy, or it's, we had this situation that wasn't great, but it allows us to be so much more positive with each other because we're literally doing it together and building it together with great people. So, yeah.
I think for me, and at work, but also just our relationship in general has just been the way we communicate with each other.
That's a great point.
Just being able to have hard conversations because, there are days where he annoys me here at the office and I have to, okay, how can we not make that happen again tomorrow? Or something happening at home and not bringing it to work. So just learning how to communicate and work through those things.
Yeah, which I think we're pretty good at.
Yeah,
so,
I do too.
For sure.
That's what I think that's something we've learned. But
so, what did you? We'll get off of the subject. What did you, if you were not doing insurance, what is your dream scenario? What did you picture? Because we're talking about our journey earlier, and we almost went to Colorado.
Yeah.
To what's it called? Where Colorado State is.
oh my gosh, Fort Collins.
Yeah, we almost went to Fort Collins.
We almost went to Fort Collins, Colorado, for me to go to occupational therapy school.
Yeah.
And I met him. That's partially why that didn't happen.
Sorry, Bill.
Well, actually, here's the truth. I didn't get into the school. It was close.
Yeah.
It was close, but we were, and I only had applied at the one school because I met Dustin, so I didn't put a lot of energy into planning other things, but I also knew what he wanted as far as career, so it was, yeah. So I was going to go be a therapist, but ended up being a teacher, which was my dream job as a child.
Yeah.
So it all worked out. Everything worked out. Now, through the journey we've been on,
like, what do you think in 10 years? Like,
I don't,
10 years, what do you picture?
know.
I don't even know,
like, I think that's partially why I've started the travel agency.
Yeah.
Just because I love to travel, and seeing new places and people coming to me with questions, and just being able to research all these cool places that maybe I haven't thought about seeing. So the flexibility for one, especially with the kids, being able to be at their stuff, that's important to me. I think if I wasn't doing insurance, I think I would take the bull by the horns and totally take that on full time.
But what do you think from, like, okay, so we're 32 years old right now, okay? And this is more, the reason I ask this question is because when we're talking and people are listening and we're talking about entrepreneurship and owning a business and taking leaps of faith and all this and that. What is the end game of doing something like that? Because in my head, one of the main things is, okay, you open up a business to build it, to have amazing people put in places to continue to run it, and you're building an asset that you don't have to
manage
forever, right?
Having an asset, but then also residual income, and just creating something for yourself that allows us to have the freedom and the flexibility that we want.
Yeah, I think that what you just said is whenever you ask about what, when I ask about what 10 years looks like, I think it's just what you're describing. It's just freedom. That's all it is. It's freedom. So that would be my answer, is I have no idea what it looks like in 10 years. I have no idea what it looks like in 5 years.
We have our 9th anniversary next month. So when you talk about 10 years, I'm like, holy cow. The number of changes we have made in the last 10 years, I mean, it's insane. The number of times we've moved, the number of times we've taken a different career path, or whatever that is, it's just been,
It's
so
awesome.
When I think about another 10 years, there is no answer. I could not tell you 10 years from now what we'll be doing.
Absolutely not. Yep.
So.
Yeah, just having that freedom. So, hey, by the way, Amanda, most people think...
I don't like when you start.
No, this is very simple. So most people think, because especially with having, 4 owners, me, Jake, and Kayla, all of us are from here, and, we're locally owned. Where are you from? Because most people get this confused and mixed up.
So, I am the only one. Janie doesn't actually come from Pleasant
I'm talking
Hill.
about the owners.
Okay, the owners. Well, the office in general.
Office in general, I guess, yeah.
Yeah, so Janie's the only one that didn't grow up and go to school here, but she has been here for, gosh, I don't even know. Way more years than I have.
She's like 44, so.
She is not. Don't do that to her.
So
anyway, all in all, I have the fewest years here in Pleasant Hill.
Where are you from, sweetie?
That's the question. Okay, so I am actually from a little bitty town of 300 people in north central Missouri called Meadville. And if you don't know where Meadville is at, dead center of the state, straight between Chillicothe and Brookfield, right off 36 Highway. Graduated high school with a whopping 17 kids that I went to from kindergarten through my senior year in one building. That's where I come from. Small town girl.
How many of those people are you still acquainted with today? Like, not when I say acquainted, like, how many of those people come from a small town? Obviously, the Weston folks have been awesome. that, even just our short time there, they've been awesome for our business. We brought on lots of customers from Weston. Obviously, people up north have been very supportive as well. How many people, like when you come from a small rural area like that compared to here, Pleasant Hill, how is that correlated to our business?
There's been some. Obviously, Pleasant Hill, a lot of them don't even know where that's at.
Yeah.
The only way where I grew up, people know where Pleasant Hill is the National Weather Service of Pleasant Hill. So
big soccer ball.
Anyway, so they don't really know where we are, and a lot of people have a misconception of your insurance agent has to live close to you.
Good point.
So the thing is people don't understand that the opportunities and the options we provide does not mean you have to live in Pleasant Hill, Cass County, Kansas City Metro. We're licensed
37 states.
Yeah, in 37 states across the country. Primarily doing home, auto, all of that in Kansas, Missouri, Colorado, and Arizona and Nebraska. Anyway,
Texas.
So in Texas.
Point
is you don't have to have somebody that lives 10 miles from you to be your agent. We can serve you from wherever you are. With today's opportunity to Zoom, if we needed to Zoom and have a call or anything like that, is really nice. But the other thing is people don't understand, if you write me with this company, I don't want to have to call and talk to a robot. So one of the big things that we strive for here is we may have lots of options for carriers, but we're still your agent. So to the people that really don't understand what we're doing or don't know what's going on, you still get to work with us. You still get to work with me or Dustin, Jake, Michaela. So I think that's one of the big mythbusters, I guess. Misconception. There goes my.
That was great.
No, so our misconceptions of you can have an insurance agent located wherever as long as they know their products and what you need. So
okay, that made me laugh. I don't even remember what I was going to ask next. Oh my god!
I was busting a myth.
Okay, that's true. You were.
A misconception.
Yes.
So I don't know why you thought that was so funny.
I don't know either. By the way, we are on air right now, and if you you can go subscribe. Okay? All right. We need to bust out on the podcast the new news thing.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, from New Heights.
Oh, my gosh.
We need to come up with our own, though.
Yeah, it can't be the same thing.
Well, we are going to have Travis and Jason on the show probably here in the next couple weeks.
It might be cardboard versions, but they might be on the show.
Yeah. You can still, never mind. Anywho.
Since I have, were you going somewhere?
No, go.
Okay, since I have started the vacation stuff, I want to know what your dream vacation would be.
Ooh, vacation.
That maybe you have never even told me.
Oh.
I'll start planning for our 10th anniversary.
That's a tough one. I think, gosh, that's so tough. I don't feel like any beach that I go to again is going to do Hawaii justice. We're going to compare to Hawaii. So maybe Greece. I think those beaches, stuff we looked at there would be amazing. Mm-hmm. Really, Alaska looks awesome.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's tons of places here in the United States that we have not been that are beautiful, gorgeous. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. I'll have to do some thinking on that. Okay. Got some options.
Okay.
What's your favorite part of your job, though?
Favorite part of my job.
Of what you do here. What is your favorite part of what you do here?
There's a couple different sides of that. Obviously, I'm primarily service,
mm-hmm.
so primarily taking care of our customers. And part of that is just being able to solve problems for them. When a customer comes to us and they're like, well, this, and me being able to have an answer to their concerns and being able to just ease their state of mind in that moment, ease their stress about it, and knowing that, hey, we've got this. We'll get it figured out. We'll be able to solve that problem for you.
Perfect.
And then on the other side is being able to use my creativity for the website and other marketing stuff.
Okay.
So.
Okay. You ask me mine.
Yeah. What's your favorite part?
My favorite is knowing that people can go anywhere they want for insurance. And seeing that the amount of support and really just the want to be with us. And that's as a group, that's very gratifying because like insurance, we've talked about all the time. Insurance is not sexy. Insurance is not something that people wake up and want to talk about, want to go shop for, want to send you their paperwork and their driver's license and all these things. Like, it's not something that anybody looks forward to doing. But the willingness that people have to come over and trust us, and Jake and Michaela and our team, and it's very gratifying because as people, as a group of us, it makes us feel like we're doing something right.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
that we're continuing to grow our business with amazing clients. We have amazing clients.
Yeah.
We do not have clients that people don't want. It's really awesome.
I think to add on to what you just said is when we have somebody come to us and they say, well, such and such referred me.
That's the best part right there.
Knowing that not we're being talked about, that's not what I mean, but like when the topic comes up of insurance, that these people are willing to put us out there or tell their story or whatever that may be, and just finding out how people are hearing about us.
Yeah, because when people refer you, that's the greatest compliment that they can give you. I know that's a cliche, but if someone asks me where they should, who is a person that they can talk to about this, or who should they go to for this service or to take care of this thing, if I put someone out there, it's putting my name on the line because I'm now responsible for them doing a good job. And if they don't, then hey, those people you sent me to sucked. Like what the heck?
Right.
And so the fact that people trust us and want to refer us after only really being in this for a year and a half, it's a phenomenal thing. So
yeah, for sure.
Anyway, what else we got, baby? Anything else you want to talk about?
Oh man, I don't think so.
Really?
I can't think of anything we haven't touched on as far as business and stuff goes. Yeah.
You good? Okay.
I'm good. What about you?
You gonna go to baseball practice tonight?
You're asking me that? By the time that people see this,
there'll be a game.
Yeah. So who knows?
Okay. Well, anyway, like I said, if you guys like watching this, please subscribe. If you like watching us, if you like hearing stuff out, if there's things that you want to see us talk about, or if there's questions you want to ask, hit us up, shoot us a message, subscribe, share what we're doing. We appreciate everything that anybody who gives us a little bit of time. We appreciate that.
Right.
The reviews.
Yes.
Thank you for leaving reviews. Thank you for everything that you do on that. That helps us a ton. And anyway, we will see you guys next time on episode 42.
So episode 41 is a
wrap. All right, peace out, everybody.
Bye.